And it's time for our Artist Spotlight. You know, Idaho has such a rich history, from the Oregon Trail to cowboys and outlaws, and one local author covers it all, highlighting Idaho history through his captivating fictional stories. So we would like to introduce RW Bennett, or Dick Bennett, as I now get to know him, and you do as well. All right, so this is super exciting because you like to use the history of Idaho to kind of be a springboard, if you will, for some of these wonderful fictional stories that you like to tell.
Yeah, it's really kind of fun to blend fictional characters into real Idaho events. And I'm a fourth generation Idahoan, and so my great grandfather came here in 1868, established a ranch, and so
Really?
I'm really kind of close to Idaho history because we've chronicled it all the way through four generations, over 100 years.
How lucky are you, though, to have, pun intended, such deep roots in the state, and to know where your family came from?
So yeah, our family really lived Idaho history from the very beginning of the state, right up until today.
So when did your inspiration then to turn Idaho history into these fictional stories come from? When did that spark get ignited?
Well, I've been a history buff all my life, and particularly a Civil War buff. And so because of my own personal ranching experience, I tried to blend that into the stories. Rock Creek is a story about an immigrant family that comes from Scotland, and they go through the struggles of starting the ranch totally unprepared for what they would find in Idaho. This happens in the late 1800s. And so anyway, that story blends into the sequel, which is Crooked River, and our main character in Crooked River is in both books, and she becomes an attorney. And she and her husband go to Chicago, and there was a law school that accepted women back in the 1800s. That was Union School of Law in Chicago. And so anyway, they decide to come back to Boise to be lawyers, and he gets a job immediately, and she can't because she's a woman. And she makes her mad, and she starts her own legal practice, and she is a defense attorney. And she gets involved in an incredible trial of the assassination of one of our governors in Idaho. That's a real event. Governor Steunenberg. So she's a fictional character that gets involved in the defense of Big Bill Haywood, who was accused of arranging the murder of Governor Steunenberg. And then Bill Judy is a prequel to Rock Creek, and it's a very lovable character that was in the book Rock Creek. And so that story starts in 1865 at the end of the Civil War. And he starts the long trek home to Georgia, walking from Virginia to Georgia. Along the way, he meets an ex-slave, Samuel Moore, and so they travel together. And Samuel Moore has a dream, and so in time, Bill Judy adopts that dream. So they travel across the Deep South and across the whole breadth of America. And it's quite a story, and they have a lot of adventures along the way, a lot of discrimination, and a lot of challenges.
So this is a really fun trilogy that has a nice reflection of Idaho history. And I do have to mention really quick here, though, these covers, though, this is a part of your family. These look like historic photos, but actually these are reenactments, if you will, right?
Yes.
You took these photos, which incorporate some of your kids and your, who else is over here? You have your kids, and then also, is that your stepson?
Yeah, this is, on Rock Creek is my daughter. Her name is Kim Porter, and she was the one that was the model for the book, the first book, Rock Creek. And then Crooked River over here is our other daughter, Brooke Lewis, and so that she is the model for the sequel to Rock Creek, or Crooked River. And then Bill Judy over here is my grandson and my godson. So
that's it, your godson.
Yeah, he's my godson. They are refugees from Rwanda that we kind of took under our wing.
Wonderful. And then so you incorporate them in your art. I absolutely love it. And then you also do book clubs. If people are interested in having you participate, how do they reach you?
Okay, they can call me at 208-890-8834, or my website is rwbennettauthor.com. Or they can get me at dickbennett45@gmail.com. Any one of those three ways we can make arrangements.
Great. And then where do we find your books?
Books are available at Rediscovered Books, both in Boise and Caldwell, Rediscovered Bookstore, and the Basque Museum in the Grove, in Boise and the Mountain Home Historical Museum, and you can find them at Barn Owl in McCall. Also, they're available on Amazon.com.
Amazon.com. Wonderful. Thank you so much.
You're
Such a
welcome.
pleasure to meet you, and I cannot wait to take a closer look behind the covers. All right,
Thank you,
take care.
Melissa.
Everyone, stick around because coming up after the break, we'll be celebrating the Boise Greek Food Festival right here in the Idaho Today kitchen. Stick around.